Okay.
You know.
And what about price-wise?
It changes it because, you know, jackhammer is a lot more expensive than...
So would be a reasonable thing and cheaper to...
I wouldn't know until I camera, so I don't want to
okay.
But I know that it's cheaper to hang the pipe than it is to put it underneath the concrete.
Okay.
Duncan, I gotta do it again.
And he was, why?
It didn't record. It's recording now. The light's on now.
Ah, okay.
It wasn't on before.
So, camera one more time here.
Yeah.
Well, you better get the fish on this one.
Sorry.
Well, jet it again before we do, just to give it a double.
With what you're seeing, how quickly do you think this could give me a problem again?
It could be a week, it could be 6 months, it could be a year. It's hard to tell, you know what I mean?
It's a lot of buildup.
I wonder if those baths she took was part of the problem, and thinking maybe I'll tell her not to do that.
Yeah, well, it's the solids that you put down there is going to clog it. You know, like the fish, anything that you put down there is going to... The water, just the water alone will not. What happens is the clog was already there. You have a dam that's building up.
Okay.
Every time you put solids in there, it builds up a dam because it can't push it uphill.
Okay.
Just where the fish was building up right there,
Right.
that's where everything else is going to get caught.
Okay.
So slowly it builds the dam up where nothing gets through, and you know, except maybe it's got to go over top of it, and then it might be a little opening over the top of the dam.
Okay.
When they run a lot of water.
What about toilet paper?
Yep.
Any of that kind of stuff shouldn't go down, you think?
Well, you got to put it down there, you know what I mean? But it's just going to, you know, build up in there. How long that takes to build up, you know what I mean? You might flush the water and it might carry some of it down, or it might be a couple pieces stay behind and slowly build up. But that's what happens, it slowly builds up. With all the crust on the sides of these pipes, it's not going to take much to clog it, you know?
So don't you think they were having problems with this?
The only thing that throws me off is the caps.
Okay.
And it could be plugging right here, and then all of a sudden you build up the head pressure, you know, like say you get a lot of water at once, and it washes all that stuff that's been building up. Say maybe just flush the toilet a couple times, so it all builds up where that fish was. And then all of a sudden you run some washing and laundry, okay? Now it pushes that bunch of buildup out further in the line, and it gets caught further down the line because there's so much of it at once. And it may be getting clogged out further.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to camera out further and see if that's, maybe there's a bunch of roots that are hanging down, and that's, you know, there might be more than one problem. This is one problem that I see here, but I don't know if it's the whole problem. Kind of like, you know, when you have an accident with a car, sometimes it's bad tires and bad brakes, you know. That's the only best way I can explain it, you know. Who knows actually how the accident caused, because you couldn't stop real quick. But if your tires you're skidding 20 feet, or your brakes aren't grabbing real good, who knows how you slid into that car. And I'm telling you, this is adding to the problem that you might have another problem out here. We don't know. And how John Wayne figured that out, I don't know how he figured it out, but walking on the ground, I don't know.
That's what he said.
I know.
He said he could tell by the sound.
I know he's been doing it a long time. Maybe he could tell by the sound. I don't know, because you can tell that, you know, I know he taps the pipe and he can tell by the echo, he says. He's told me this before. He's been doing it for a long time. But he's still guessing. The camera tells for sure. You know what I mean? I mean, you could tell certain things probably with a patient just from experience that other people can't, that are new. And he doesn't have a lot of experience, but you know what I mean? I don't know. And then I know there's some red flags because sounds like he doesn't tell the truth all the time. And the only thing I can think that why he wouldn't want to tell the truth is because, you know, it's dishonest. But it looks bad on his record if he has a callback. You know what I mean? If you get we call it a callback. If you have within 6 months, we go back there for no charge. So he might have been trying to protect his record, but...
Do you guys work on commission?
Yes, they do. And that costs them money when, you know what I mean? Yep. So, the commission is good and bad, you know what I mean? It can make the honest guy bad, but it can make the, you know, they have their best guys go to the best jobs,
Right.
where they're gonna get the best service. And Mr. Ritter monitors, they have a corporate call from Texas, you know, they monitor all the calls. I don't know if you got that yet, but you will probably. They'll have a computer call you, and you rank 1 to 10, how the secretary was and that.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's called a Net Promoter
She
Score.
was great, because as soon as I said that, she said, I'm gonna get my, whatever your role is.
Yeah, I got a good record, you know what I mean?
You know, I'm gonna get him out to your house.
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, we try to service everybody, but not everybody. And we have other good guys too, you know what I mean? We don't just,
Oh, yeah,
you know,